Hey, I bet you know I'm an opportunist by now because at the moment I am in my car doing this YouTube video purely because my kids are doing ninja at the moment and I need to be an opportunist on school holidays. So here goes, guys. This week we are doing Spirit's messages for the star sign elements for the week starting September 25th. To the 1st of October. So it is the last week of September already. Can you believe it, my lord? All right. So basically the month of October, I have so many events. Please click down below and have a look at the description and the events I'm running. I'm running things from just audience readings to full weekend retreats. So please take a look at my events because there's so much happening and it's going to be Christmas before we know it. So where are you at? Where are you at on your spiritual journey? I'm actually calling people in. I like to attract. So whoever is drawn into my events, it needs to be that it literally excites you, but it actually scares you at the same time. And why that is, in my opinion, is because I want this to be something that's almost life-changing for you. When you connect with spirit and you trust yourself, it's almost like, you know, those beautiful feelings you get in your gut at the start of a relationship, like you don't know what to expect and are they going to call, are they going to text, you know, that it's sort of similar to that. When your relationship starts blooming and blossoming with spirit, it's like, oh my gosh, was that a sign? Was that a message? Is that past loved one? Like it gets like that because you start sensing it, you start feeling the message, you start hearing words in songs that really stand out to you. You know, there's just this connection that's undeniable and this faith that's unshakable. And that's what I teach and that's what I share and that's what I encourage. We all have it. And it doesn't matter if you're a beginner, intermediate, absolute expert. We all are on this journey and we only get bigger and better as we go. So if you are pulled in toward a weekend of spirit connection, have a look at my Spirit Whispers retreat. Myself and 4 other beautiful, amazing facilitators are taking you on a journey of connection, intuition, mediumship, psychicness, development, but healing. Like there's cacao ceremonies, there's sound healing, sound baths, nature walks, fully catered by chefs and beautiful service. My auntie, Olga, she's coming and she is going to be in the kitchen serving up all this beautiful prepared food. So we're going to nurture you, but you need to come along with that feeling in your gut. You need to come along with that anticipation, with that, you know, those eyes of excitement and awe. And let's just see what happens. Otherwise, I've got mediumship development courses, psychic circles, one-on-one sessions, internet messages, all those things. So just check it out and see what you're pulled to. But let's get started. Let's see what your week is in store. What is in store the week ahead with Spirit's messages for you. And don't forget to stay to the end because there is a competition where you can win a one-on-one reading with me for September. So I'll let you know how to win at the end. So let's get started. Hey, water elements. And if you missed the intro, I want to just reiterate, I am an opportunist and I am in my car whilst my kids are in ninja. And I am doing your readings here because I have a commitment to Spirit that I need to bring your messages weekly. And here I am. So let's see what's going on with you guys this week. And the water signs as we know it are Pisces, Cancerians and Scorpios. And you know what? I feel a little bit light and fluffy with you guys. And when I say light and fluffy, I feel playful. I feel like I want to look at I don't know, some of you may be, and take what resonates, this is a general reading, but some of you may be wearing almost rose-coloured glasses, or you've got your positive glasses on. So don't be surprised if you irk people this week. And when I say that, it's like, you know, the rational guys, the people that like to be very black or white, and here you are dangling around in the grey area, saying, but, you know, but there's this lining around every dark cloud, and you're seeing it. You're literally looking at the opportunities, you're looking at the bright side, and the energy that's carrying you this week is absolutely gorgeous. So whenever you are told something that isn't aligned to you, or you don't agree, or there's something, you're going to look at why it doesn't have to be your truth, why it doesn't align with you, that type of thing. You're going to be looking at, and it's not, you know, we're all the dreamers apparently, you know, but it's not that you're being irrational. It's not that you're being unrealistic. It's that you're just flipping it. You're flipping it. You're not going to be told one thing and that's your truth. You're going to say, thanks for the information, leave it with me. And then you're going to look at the opportunities, how you can change it, how you can accept it, how you can move through it. And it's all going to be through the wisdom of your heart, the intuition in your gut. It's a very feely week this week. But when I feel into it, it's very light and fluffy. So it's like your head's above the water this week. You're not drowning. It's like you're just up here, you're almost floating. You're floating. I wouldn't be surprised if some of you are actually on holiday, whether or not you literally are floating, like in the water, sunbathing, that type of thing. Like you're above the water. You're not drowning. If this doesn't resonate with you, just stop for a second and take a big breath and realize how far you've come, because you're at the end of the hardness, of the trickiness, of the confusion. I really feel it's fluffy, it's light, it's easy, and it's this big, beautiful, fresh air. And some of you might have even had some sort of, heaviness, chest infection, that sort of thing, and it's lifting, because I can really get a big breath in and it's lovely. All right, let's read some of your cards. We've got some inner child healing. The next card I get for you is healing energy. Geez, you've done some work, haven't you, beautifuls? And manifestation. These are just so aligned with everything I just channeled. Spirit's so clever. And so are you. All right, so are you, because there's been realizations, hasn't there? Realizations as to what has been pulling you back of late, what has been triggering you, what has not been aligning. And it hasn't been what's going on here and now. It's been almost what happened to you growing up. It's like this child in you that you're bringing out to play now. It's this inner child healing that's happening, and it's really, really cute. Cute is the word I get. Because you're nurturing what you need. And even if you do have small children around you, it's almost like you can get down to their level, like get on your knees and get to their level if they're tiny, and just play with them at their level. And let yourself come back to being that playfulness where there's not a care in the world. I already felt this energy with you this week anyway, but if you've got children around you, use them. And like whenever I get these type of readings, I always remember when years ago I was driving in the car with my niece, and she was 8 at the time. It was many years ago, and there was a situation, and I said something. And I won't share the details, but I said something, and she turned around and she just simply said, "Why do you care?" And I was trying to be responsible for somebody at the time, and that somebody wasn't caring for me at all. But I was in this loop, in this relationship, and I said, "Oh no, I've got to do this." And she looked at me and she said, "What do you care? Why would you care?" An 8-year-old, right? And she snapped me out of whatever it was that I thought I owed someone. And it was bizarre. I've never forgotten that feeling of the mouths of babes. because something so complex in my mind, in my adult mind, she simplified just like that and pulled me right out of it and brought me back to, I'm not responsible. Why am I making this more than it needs to be? And I really feel that's happening with you at the moment. You're almost going, bring that child out to play. Ask the children around you the questions that you need the answers to in the most playful way. So you wouldn't go and ask an adult question to a child, but you could ask them, if someone at school said blah, 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 what would you do? And they'll just come back and just simply say, oh, well, you wouldn't play with them. You wouldn't give them your time. You wouldn't buy them an icy pole at lunchtime, or whatever their answer is. And you simplify that and you realize that they've got the answers. They're clever. So if you don't feel that you've got it in you, ask a child around you. In child terms, of course. Make sure it's, G-rated, which you would. But there's this healing, this nurturing going on within you. It's absolutely amazing. It's very exciting, because what happens then is, my baby girls and boys out there, you've got the manifestation card, because it's like all this energy that you've been working with, and this heaviness and everything is just, it's almost, I don't even feel like it's up and lifting. I usually say up and out, but I feel like it's just dissolving. It's like melting away. It's melting away. And you just keep focusing on what you want as if you've got it, and feel into that, because I know there's this massive heart healing going on for you people right now. And I just want to say thank God about time, because you're allowing this. Let the children out to play. Let that child inside you play, because there is a lot going on around you, but it's just different. It's like you've made peace. It's beautiful. It's an absolute gorgeous reading, actually. And I'm just going to quickly pull one card out of my other deck just to sum this up. Oh, that's it. And it's Archangel Raphael. And it simply says, I am helping you heal physical challenges in yourself and others. You are a healer like me. You've done a lot of healing. You being around is enough for others. You'll want to do things for them. But if they're not allowing you to help, or if they're not wanting the help, or whatever it might be, you being around is enough. Because your energy is enlightening, it's awakening, it's nourishing, and just be you. And that, my darling water signs, is this week's reading. Hey, you fiery people out there, the fire signs. Now, you can see that I'm sitting in my car. I'm an opportunist, and at the moment it's school holidays and my kids are in Ninja, so I thought, well, no time like the present. I usually do watch them, but tonight I thought I'd better smash this out because I'm working this weekend. So here we are, fireys. All right, let me get into your, fiery signs. Mate, already in your energy, I'm feeling a little bit irritated. I'm feeling a little bit antsy. I feel as though something's not moving quick enough, or I'm getting frustrated. Okay, let's see what is going on for you. Now, remember, this is a general reading. Take what resonates. And I also want to remind you that I'm giving away a free reading in the month of September. I'll let you know at the end how to enter. And don't forget to look at all my events coming up. All right, composure. We have the composure cards for you straight away. We have the listen deeply. And the self-acceptance. Okay, this is a very different energy to my water signs. Now, something's going on for you this week that is, look, you have every right to feel irritable. You have, it's almost like irritable and snappy even, like you don't want to be speaking before you think this week. Just watch your mouth almost. And, the thing is, people don't remember what you say, but they certainly remember how you left them feeling. Okay, and even though you've got every right to be feeling a little bit snappy and irritable this week, it doesn't necessarily mean that you can go out of your way to make others feel that way around you. And it's not something you're doing deliberately, but it can be something that Spirit wants to step in and just give you some love and let you know that it doesn't have to be this way. So just be mindful of that. You actually have more choices this week than you realize, and you feel almost in this energy, it feels almost like you're saying, well, I've got no choice, I have to be this way. But Spirit's here to say, hang on, we're giving you the heads up. We're giving you the heads up. Now it's up to you what you do next. So and I always say to my clients when I'm doing a one-on-one reading that I'm going to tune into you here and now, and I'm going to tell you what is going on. But it's not set in concrete. It's just what Spirit wants you to know here and now, and it's up to you what you do next. And that's what I want to say to you guys, because it feels as though it's all about your composure this week. It's all about you almost giving yourself a checkup from the neck up. You know, you want to make sure your thoughts are aligned with what your outcome is, what you want your outcome to be, or what you want to anticipate it to be. Because once you stop and just take 3 breaths, you're going to be fine. You're going to be fine. But it's the matter of being able to do that, letting yourself just take those 3 breaths and letting yourself really just centered and calm. Okay. Now, the next card we got for you was listen deeply. And this is not even of those around you. I'm not feeling that. I mean, of course, we want to listen deeply to others anyway, but this is not the message. The message that I'm getting here is listen to your guides, listen to Spirit. What are they literally showing you? And I feel like, and I teach mediumship, and I've got my weekend retreat coming and all those things, and I like to guide people with their clairaudience, clairvoyance, clairsentience, all that sort of stuff. But the clair that is really standing out for you guys this week is clairaudience. So you're going to hear things, and Spirit wants you to listen deeply to the messages. Now, when our clairaudience switches on, it can be absolutely anywhere. We can hear words of strangers having a conversation in a shopping centre. We could be walking and they're sitting down at a cafe or something. We walk past and we hear them having a conversation and something stands out. And we just hear that. We don't even know the people, but that message is for you. You will hear it. There may be something where you're flipping the stations on the radio as you're driving, and then all of a sudden something stands out. Take it. You may very well hear something on a commercial or TV or something like that. But you'll know the difference. It won't be just like background music or background sounds. It'll be like it stands out in bold to you because it's very much auditory. Or it might be something that almost like it drops in and you hear it plain as day in your head. And you just go, what the hell? What was that? And that's how Spirit's giving you your messages this week, very much through your clairaudience. Now, the next card I get for you this week is self-acceptance. But have a look at that. Like, if you look at that picture, fair enough, her hands are sort of positioned here. But, you know, I feel like they might be like this. Because I don't see others being able to give you the advice you need this week. This is coming totally internally from you and the guidance of Spirit. So close your eyes and open your ears, because this week you're going to get the guidance from Spirit as long as you're listening deeply, intuitively. Because you have every right to feel this irritability, to feel almost unsupported, or people are coming at you with solutions that don't even make sense. Like people are trying to fix you or your situation based on who they are or where they've come from. And it makes no sense because they don't have all the details. And you've got all the details, but you're at the point now where you just can't be bothered. Like, why even bother? So this week, Spirit wants to step in and just say, you know what, we've got you. Just composure, calm, breathe. 3 breaths before you even bother opening your mouth. But your ears, listen out to all those auditory signs that they're bringing to you. Excuse me, and I just want to finish with this card. And it says, It's Layla. And it says, spend time alone in nature, meditating about your desires and intentions. Ask the angels to help you gain a positive perspective. And I feel like you're doing this anyway, but some of you just need the reminder to keep it up, because it's very much, they're here and they're talking, but it's time that you start listening. And that, my beautiful fire signs, is your reading for this week ahead. And make sure you listen to the end, where I let you know how to enter to win the one-on-one reading with me for September 2023. And that is your reading. All right, air. All right, this video I had to do in 2 parts. So air, I went to film your video yesterday twice and my phone was like full and I didn't know how to fix it because I'm not very IT savvy. So I feel like there's some stuff that's going on with you guys where you feel like you're a little bit full. And it's not a bad full. It's more like it's full to the brim with ideas, with anticipation. There's a lot of downloads going on for you. And I feel like there's a spirit connection that's taken you to the next level of late. So it's interesting to know what might be going on with you guys. You know, it feels as though you're reinventing yourself at the moment. It feels as though you're not who you used to be. Now, the thing is here is, don't think this is a bad thing. So it's up to you what you choose to do. You can panic because everything's changing and things aren't the same, or you can go with the flow knowing that this is divinely guided, because it really feels like Spirit's got your back here, and it really feels like your spirit team is dropping in left, right and center. Interesting. Air signs. There's a knowingness in you. So I don't feel like many of you would be panicking, and if you are, Spirit's here to say don't stress. And all of a sudden I get this shooting pain in my jaw. So there might be a bit of TMJ for some of you, you know, grinding your teeth, whether or not you've actually had any work to your teeth. But there's something going on here. And it's like you've been closing your mouth for long enough. And it's sort of like, I get the image of oil can, you know, out of Wizard of Oz, where he has to be sprayed because he's shut his mouth for so long. And it's like, just opening your mouth just to speak. It's a bit of a chore, but it's necessary now. It's time that you start talking. Interesting. Let's get some cards to get a little bit more insight to what's going on for you guys. And straight away I get ask and receive. Trust the universe. And harmony and resolution. It's actually a beautiful time for you guys at the moment. I just want to sort of sit here for a second and just take it in, because I think I'm going to sneeze. Oh, yes, no. It's just that indecisiveness, like you're not sure what way to go. There's so many crossroads. And I keep, like, it's funny, the Wizard of Oz analogy, like I'm just, you know, even the Scarecrow, he goes, she's confused and she doesn't know what way to go. And he's like, you know, go that way. And then his arm moves that way. And then he goes, well, people do go both ways. And I'd really like to know for some of you what the Wizard of Oz itself might mean for you. But it's really the story of knowing that you actually are at a crossroad at the moment, and you can absolutely go whichever way your heart truly desires. Now, you've been asking for help, and your spirit team has shown up. Now it's time for you to receive that help, that guidance. Look for synchronicities, because I can feel that they're all around the place for you, all around the place. Yeah, there's I'm not too panicky in this energy. It's more of an excitement and an elation, you know, like an anticipation. It's quite peaceful. Yeah. So this week, just be open to anything's possible. Dream big. Really put it out there. And the next card we get for you is trust the universe. So it's like, you've already, there's familiarities going on. So you might be doing things at the moment that are absolutely out of your comfort zone. You might be doing things that are absolutely new to you. You couldn't believe that you would be here doing this sort of stuff and that type of thing. And it's like, in all of that, that's your mind, right? But in your cells, it's like you already trust and know that you're doing what you need to do. And you can't really explain it. It's more of a knowing, a sensing, and just this understanding that you're meant to be exactly where you are. Now, even if you had a look around and it feels like it's bedlam everywhere, it's almost like this organized chaos. It's not something where I'm feeling panicky or anxious or tight in my chest, or I'm not feeling that type of way, because usually this sort of energy I would. But this is different. This is like everything has to sort of move around you for you to go to the next place. And the next place for you is already decided with your inner knowing. So in your mind, if you get stuck in your head and you're confused, that's your head, that's it. But when you get into, you stop, you get into nature, you get into meditation, you just observe and you just be a bit of an observer, you'll find that you'll feel much more supported this week, much more supported. The next card I get for you is Harmony and Resolution. It's all coming up air signs this week. It's all coming up air signs. It's really, it's like you're literally being pushed and encouraged and nurtured and just guided gently. So it's not like you're getting things are coming bang straight into your face. It's more like you're getting a gentle nudge from Spirit this week. A gentle nudge from Spirit. So you might find that the phone will ring and it'll be a certain person, or you'll think of someone and you'll bump into them, or that sort of stuff, because you're just being guided this week. So let yourself, don't try to take control too much, because that in the control you can force situations, and then you won't feel as supported. You won't feel as flowy. It's more of a flow week. This is your week to flow. I want to get another card for you. Okay, and what I get is the caution is warranted, and it says look deeper into this situation before proceeding further. Now, I want to say that this is if you choose to control things. If you try to think this is how it needs to be, this is where I was meant to be, this is what has to happen, and that type of thing. Just be very careful, because when you control or try to control things, you can force things upon yourself and others. You can create situations that weren't out of love, they're more out of fear. But, definitely put out your intention for the week, but just say, this is what I want, and then expect it to be delivered in beautiful synchronistic ways. So if you are looking at this is how it's meant to be, then it feels as though you might almost be disappointed. But if you say, look, this is what I want, and just sit back and just let it take place, it's almost like everything's slotting into place. Years ago when I got married, I actually bought my bridesmaid dresses online, and the pictures were glorious. I loved them. When they got here, I opened them and they looked nothing like the pictures. And I cried for 3 days. And then after I got over the fact of what I actually envisaged and what I wanted, I realized that the dresses, even though they weren't what I envisaged, they were absolutely beautiful. And when the girls wore them, the colors were great, vibrant and everything. But because it wasn't what I envisaged, I felt like I had, I made this big mistake. I spent all this money. I trusted and I did something and I bought online, and who does that, and all those things. And once I got out of my way and realized that, had I just put my vision out there and trusted the process, it would have been easy and I wouldn't have wasted 3 whole Bridezilla days crying. So that's a story that Spirit's dropping into my mind that I can relate to this energy for you air signs this week. So definitely put your intention out there and then trust and just let it go, because this energy that you are in is just so beautifully guided and flowy So let yourself, because the minute you try to take the reins on that, you're going to miss the boat. And that's your message for this week, my beautifuls. And don't forget to stay to the end so I can tell you how to win a one-on-one reading with me this month. That's it. All right, my beautiful earth signs. Earth, 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 earth. All right, let's feel into your energy this week. Earth energy, earth energy. I sort of want to stay still for a second. I want to just sort of catch my breath this week in your energy, guys. It feels like a tying loose ends. You know, sometimes when I tie loose ends, I like to sort of just go through my clothes and donate or give away or sell anything I haven't worn for the last 12 months or 2 weeks. So I feel like I want to sort of do a bit of a tidy up. You know, maybe go through your cutlery drawer and throw out pieces that you haven't used for a while. More like a spring clean. I feel like I want to just sort of remove any heaviness around me, scrub the floors, that type of thing. I just want this week, I want it to be just one little job a day, whether it be one cupboard or something like that. But I want a bit of a clean out. Because you're coming into a brand new season. We're coming closer to Christmas. And I feel like for some of you that these stir up, you know, Christmas sort of stirs up a little bit of heaviness. It's not as joyous as it once was and that type of thing. So you get a little bit antsy around this time of year. And that's okay when you use it for good. So use that nervous anticipation, that nervous energy in, you know, clearing up the physical stuff around you, because I feel like that's what your heart desires this week. It's like I need a little bit of order, and there's things that might be out of your control. So just let them be out of your control and try not to focus on that too much and come back home. I want my home to be a bit nurturing. I want to come home to a safe place. And I feel as though it's a little bit hectic of late. And you just want to calm that down a little bit so that when you come home, put your head to the pillow, you can peacefully sleep. And I feel like you've been lacking that just recently. But you can change that just by tidying up a little under your bed, you know, washing your sheets. There's just little tweaks, not a lot. You don't have to go like a whole house, because that's just overwhelming and just brings more stress than anything. But it's just those little things, all right? Maybe just a bathroom cupboard or something. But those 1%ers are really going to make a difference for you in this energy at the moment. Let's have a look at what your cards say. So we've got Sacred Plan. Then we have Composure. And then we have Holy Love. I did pull 4, so I'm like I accidentally, take a step back. I had to pull that last card. So with your week ahead, it feels like there's been a lot happening around you. A little bit hectic almost, you know, people wanting a lot from you, or you even wanting a lot from yourself. And you like to be busy. You don't want to be just sitting there and being stale on the couch binge watching TV. Like, that doesn't fulfill you. You know, there's a time and place for these type of things, don't get me wrong. But in this energy for this week ahead, it feels as though you want to just do little cleanups. You want to just do what you can control, because around you there's been a lot of things that have been huge, and we've got the Sacred Plan. So it's not like, you know, things are happening around you that shouldn't be happening. It's more like things are happening around you that needs to shift people into new directions and new places. And you'll feel a little bit of a lack of control. So it feels like your hands are tied because things are happening externally, and you know, and when things are happening out of your control, we can either sit in that anxiety, or we can realize that that's the plan and start doing things for ourselves to accept that. And I feel like you've just got to be gentle with yourself this week. So use that energy to do things that are in your control, and it could be just going to the gym and burning that energy. I've been on school holiday, so it's been really hard for me to get out the last week just to go do my cycle class, and I feel like I'm a little and I burn up inside and I have all this energy, you know, so I just go and use that by cleaning the house or taking the dog for a walk or whatever, you know, singing or playing my drum, you know, singing bowls. Like, I've got a lot of different outlets, but nothing like the gym. So you might be hands tied this week coming, that there's something you usually do as an outlet, but you actually can't possibly do it. but make sure you're doing things where you can burn that energy. And I feel like you have this sense of satisfaction at the end of the day when you achieve things, and that's very important to you. And, you know, cleaning under your bed is an achievement. Smudging your house is an achievement. Washing your car is an achievement. Just one thing at a time. I don't want you to do too much, because if you do too much, you're just going to feel out of control even more. Because the next card you get is composure. You've got to really be mindful about keeping yourself in check this week, because you don't want to be irritated by the small things that really aren't bothering you. It's the big things that are, and just those one little, you know, someone at you and you blow up. So Spirit's here to say they've got you. It's almost like they've got two hands on your back right now. So it's just like they're just guiding you. They're there to catch you if you fall, but they're there to push you forward as well. So it's sort of like, I feel like you're sort of going forward and backwards. But no, Spirit's completely here this week, because it feels like a really big week of you choosing yourself, being a little bit more nurturing and just doing the right things for you. And when you choose to do things for you, sometimes that challenges you, right? Because you like to be of service, you like to be prepared and aware and alert and all those things. But this week's it's a slower week for you. It's time to pull back, because we get the holy love. And it's almost like Spirit saying, you are enough, you beautiful earth signs. You're just perfect the way you are. And enough pushing, enough forcing. And it's more like retreating almost, and just knowing that you're being looked after, but you need to start allowing that and realizing that that's truth. Because I don't want you to just try to push anything. Don't push anything, because I had to get that fourth card for you, right? And it was take a step back. So you may very well, and again, general reading, but you may be in a situation where you feel like you've got to prove yourself, or you're, you know, trying to tell people, you know, your side of the story all the time, and that sort of thing. But it's like this week, it's just like, sit back and know that you're enough. And that's got to be enough for you this week. It's more about retreating. It's more about that hermit energy. It's about doing those little things just for yourself to help you feel good about yourself. But clearing around you is going to help you internally. Some beautiful meditative music just in the background is very important. It's all about the vibe around you that you've been reacting to of late. And that's not necessarily your truth. And it's time for you to step back. It's time for you just this week to be okay with where you're at and trust that that's okay. Trust that that's okay. And just let's get a final card to tie this up for you, my beautiful earth signs. It's like I get this sigh of relief. I'm like, oh, thank God I can get myself off the hook this week. Just 1 week of just being me. Not trying to do anything over and above. Just catching up. And it says, to help heal this situation, see the other person's point of view with compassion. Now, it doesn't necessarily have to be the other person. It can just be yours. Like, see how you're feeling. But the compassion is very important this week. If it is about someone else, then that's fine too. Like, look at where they're coming from. So, you know, when you're in a situation, you ask someone for their advice, be very mindful. Do you really want their advice? Because they're going to give you their advice based on where they've been, who they are, what they've been through, etc. And they're going to go, oh, no, you don't do that because blah, blah, blah. And you're thinking, what do you mean? That doesn't even make sense. But it makes sense to them on who you're asking and where they've been through, what they've been through. So be very mindful. Sometimes if you ask for advice, and I say often, if you were me, what would you recommend? So this week, go slow. This week, just do one little thing here and there for yourself that gives you peace. And I don't mean just crashing out in front of the TV or hiding under the covers. That's not what this is. It's more about those one things where you want to, you know, you had this old china set that you always wanted to sell. Bang. Just one thing. You know, just these little things are going to make all the difference. Because there's not enough energy in you to be smashing out things like you usually do this week. It's more like just one little thing each day to tick, go to bed peacefully and realize what's in your control and what's not. And that's enough, because you are enough, and that is your theme. And that is your reading, my beautiful earth signs. Now, to win a one-on-one reading with me this September, this reading, in the comments, I would like you to write why you deserve, excuse me, time to yourself. Because a lot of times when we have time to ourselves, we feel guilty, we feel selfish, we feel like we should be doing a million things. But self-love is the epitome of being of service of other people. So I have a soul day Sunday when I have a free Sunday, and that means leave mummy alone. I make a platter for the kids, they can just eat that all day, leave me alone, maybe they'll watch TV, maybe have a swim, whatever they want to do, they can do it. And daddy leaves me alone too. Unless I want to interact, unless I want to say, let's go for a drive, unless I want to go for a walk, unless I want to just sit and read a book or watch TV or not get out of bed, whatever I want to do, that's my day. Because when I get that day, I'm off service for the rest of the week to everybody else. So it's in their benefit to leave me the hell alone, if that's what I want. So why is self-love and time to yourself important? Why do you deserve that? I know you do, but I need you to get thinking about, I do, because I need to be selfless and look after myself. Self-love is critical. So pop in the comments why you need that time for yourself. And that will not only help you, but others reading it. And then you'll go in the draw for a one-on-one reading with me. So that, my darlings, is your reading. Please do not forget to like, subscribe, all those algorithm things, and check out my upcoming events, because I've got some beautiful events that will help you along your journey of self-love. And thank you for tuning in. Take care. Be well. Be kind to others, but especially be kind to yourself, because there's no one as beautiful as you. Peace out.